So Pearson Winter Festival is here, and we are going to have a workshop which is called It's Not Rocket Science. My name is Жанна. I am the head of Rudomino Academy, the Library for Foreign Literature, and I invite you to our library and to Pearson Learning Studio, which is celebrating its 4th birthday. And I hope more studios will appear all over the country. Tomorrow at 10, we will tell you about the history of the project, about how everything has started, and about our achievements. Please join us at 10 tomorrow. And today, I'm going to give you a workshop, and you will get certificates of participation in 2-3 days, I hope. If you have any questions, if you want to join other events, please go to Pearson representatives website, Pearson EL2, and register there. You will have a lot of opportunities and a lot of possibilities together with Pearson. Also, you can write any moment you have problems or tasks or questions to russia@pearson.com. Let's look at the screen. Sorry. It's not rocket science. Who can read the words by Marie Curie?
I guess I can. I am among those who think that science has great beauty.
What is so beautiful in science? What can you say?
Well, I'm not a scientist, although for me, the beauty is in how everything works, how it happens in the process of the world's functioning.
Yeah, great. If we look at this picture, do you know what it is? What is in the picture? Any ideas?
Wind turbines.
Right, wind turbines. Have you seen them live? Have you ever seen them live?
Yes, I have.
Is it a good view?
So for me, it's the sign of holiday, one of the signs of holiday, because I usually can see them abroad. And I'm sorry, there's a technical thing with my camera. And
that's
I'm
okay. That's okay. Thank you. Let's have a look at some information about Marie Curie. Will you read the information about her, Christina?
Sure. Marie Curie was a Polish scientist who, with her French husband, Pierre Curie, studied radioactivity and discovered 2 new radioactive substances, polonium and radium. She won 2 Nobel Prizes and was the first woman ever to win one.
That's great. Well, guys, would you like to become scientists? Or at least, did you have such ideas somewhere in the past?
I did. It was actually my brother telling me I should get some decent education, because for him, all the philology and linguistics didn't mean much. Yes, I was thinking about becoming a scientist just to be a meaningful part of the society through the eyes of my brother.
Oh.
So I even didn't dream about it, as it's a great responsibility, and I would think that I could destroy the world while being a scientist.
And in what particular field? In what particular field could you
in chemistry, I think. In chemistry, for sure.
Ah, in chemistry, I see. Well, let's do the quiz. Will you read the first question, Любовь?
So before you watch.
Yes,
Am I right?
the largest offshore.
So the largest offshore wind farm is in the world is in Britain, Denmark, or China. So we need to choose.
Yeah, what do you think it will be?
Maybe
Or it
Denmark.
is in Denmark. Any other ideas?
Hope so.
Me too. I think
I think
Denmark.
it's Denmark, the same.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we will remember, then we will check. Number 2. Anybody else who can read?
I can read.
Okay.
The wind farm is built 20 miles from the coast, 1.6 kilometers, 16 kilometers, 32 kilometers. We have to choose.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea.
At all. Let's guess.
Let it be 16, like 10 miles.
10 miles, 16 kilometers. Okay. Number 3. What are your ideas about number 3? Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it takes 12 or 24 or 44 hours to construct one turbine in the sea.
Turbine in the sea.
Turbine, sorry.
Okay.
I would say 12.
12. Let it be 12. Любовь?
We
Number
hope
4.
so. So wind turbine is 50, 100, 120 meters wide.
Mm-hmm. I see. What is your idea?
About 50
Wide.
or 100 meters wide, I guess.
50 or 100? Please decide.
120. I hope so. It would be very
100, the middle.
inspiring.
I'm for
International.
120 as well.
Okay, 100
I would like
or
to be there and to
120?
see it.
Okay.
Alive.
And number 5. Number 5, please. Do you see it? Oh, sorry.
No. A single
could imagine.
turbine.
Just a second. Some technical. I see Alina is helping us as well. Thank you, Alina, very much.
It's my turn. Thanks for
A
So,
single
shall we
wind
pick it up?
turbine
Mhm. That's
can
like
power
this.
30,
So a
300,
single wind
3,000
turbine.
houses.
What do you think? How many
Single.
houses?
300.
300, you think?
300.
What about others?
I agree.
300, yeah.
But if
300.
it's a 120 meters single wind turbine, maybe 3,000 houses.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You will be surprised, but I won't show it to you at once because we're going to go to our presentation and to watch the video, and then we will come to some conclusions, okay? Let's start watching. So now we are ready to give information from the quiz. Were we right?
Not always.
Not always. Where did you
Definitely.
find something to be accurate?
First of all, the largest offshore wind farm in the world is in Britain.
In
Not in
Britain.
Denmark.
Yeah. Now
And
we know.
it's some 20 miles from the southeast coast.
Yes, 20.
It takes 12 hours to construct one turbine in the sea.
Great. And a wind turbine is
120 meters wide.
20. And a single wind turbine can power
3,000.
3,000. So all the right answers are here in red. Thank you. And we move on. Not homework yet, sorry. Here we are online, and the first exercise. Will you read the task, Alina?
So for each adjective below, add a discipline or a person. Add any science word families that you know. So we have
Okay.
adjective, noun to subject here, noun, person.
Yes. So the first example is about archaeology. Yes, archaeological, archaeology, archaeologist. Who will be the next?
Astronomy, astronomist.
Astronomical. Then goes the subject.
Astronomy.
Astronomy and
Astronomer.
astronomer, right.
Yes.
The next one, please.
Biological, biology, biologist.
Biologist, absolutely. The next. Any volunteers? Anyone can participate from the group today. We're 25 actually, so please.
Try botanical, botany, and maybe botanist.
Botany and botanist, yes, that's great. The next one.
Chemical, chemistry,
And
Chemist.
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 chemist, right. The next one.
Geological. Geology.
Geologist.
Geologist.
And geologist, right. The next one.
Mathematical.
Mathematics,
Mathematics.
Mathematics.
mathematician.
Mathematician, great. And the last one here.
Physical. Physics.
Physics.
Physicist.
Physicist. Physicist, right.
Physicist.
Physicist, yes, that's right. Our next task. Please read the task if you can, Lyubov.
Look at the subjects from exercise 1. Which science is the least difficult to study?
To study. Let's try to
For me, it's
remember.
mathematics, for sure.
Mathematics is what?
It's too difficult. It's the most difficult subject to study.
To study. And the least difficult?
I hope so, that it's about archaeology.
Archaeology.
At least I like it.
Okay.
I haven't tried.
What about you, Natalia?
I think I would cope with mathematics. Moreover, I can solve problems for at least 5th grade. I do remember
Great.
how to, and so even more difficult equations. So I know this word. Revised, and the most difficult for me has always been chemistry.
The most difficult is chemistry. For me, I as well, because I remember how I passed chemistry exam and I said, never again. Never again. But of course I was wrong, because we need chemistry in our life and so on, and students should study it. What about others? Christina, what is your most difficult subject to study, science to study?
I'm thinking about physics and also about geology, because it is connected with the element. If we speak about, I'm not sure about the word, but well, turbulences of Earth, which cannot be controlled, and they are within the framework of geology. So I think it's the most difficult thing to study, but it's connected to physics. And if we speak about the easiest one, I don't think there are easy sciences, but I would like probably botany most. Because
Botany.
I've got green fingers.
Oh, great. The next exercise. Please read the task for everyone, Lyubov.
Between 19 and 1 and 2019, the Nobel Prize in Chemistry and Physics was awarded to 386 men and only 8 women. Discuss possible reasons for this and say if you think the situation is changing.
So, what are the reasons? So few women in this science. I mean, those who achieved wonderful results and got Nobel Prize.
Probably because education was not as accessible as nowadays.
But men...
And, well, the situation is changing, and yeah, I mean, to women. It was not always like today, probably because of this.
Do you really think that women today are more successful in science?
Than men?
Yeah, than men. Are they recognized the same way as men?
I would say
so, but
the tendency is positive to equality. That's the main positive outcome.
Here I can't but agree. Yes, that's right. And now the next.
Zhuraleva mentions that there are more men today than women.
More men, all in all? Okay, I see. So please, the next question is about the text we are going to read, at least to skim. Lyubov, will you read the task for everyone?
So what scientists are mentioned and what are their fields of study? What do they have in common?
We are to decide what sciences they represent and what they have in common. Let's look at the text. I'll scroll down the page very slowly, but not enough time to read thoroughly, to concentrate on some particular words. Only just look through. That's all. So, what scientists were mentioned in the text?
First of all, Marie Curie, radioactivity. And I saw Mary Anning, specialist in geology.
In what?
In geology.
In geology. What other sciences were represented here?
Chemistry.
Chemistry.
It was Rosalind Franklin.
Right.
Then I guess it was astronomy, although I have not met Jocelyn Bell Burnell, right? Was she? And the last one, I just didn't have enough time.
And what science? Perhaps you caught the science. Anyone else can help? So I've heard geology, physics, chemistry.
I didn't say physics.
Medicine.
No physics.
Maybe medicine.
Maybe medicine. Medicine or chemistry. Very close, yes? They are very close. Okay, let's look through. Oh, sorry. I wanted to ask what they have in common.
All women, gender.
All of them are women, yes.
And they managed to succeed in science.
Exactly, and they were successful in science, and we know their names, we remember them, and so on. Here are the answers. Let's read them aloud for everyone to remember, to memorize, and so on. Natalia, will you read? Marie Curie, if we speak British English, Marie, American Mary, here. QRE.
I'm sorry, the student wasn't really attentive and listening to the teacher. I'm very sorry.
Will
Jean.
you-
Could
will you-
repeat the task?
Will you just read the key
All right.
answers?
Marie Curie, a physicist and chemist. Mary Anning, a geologist.
Right.
Rosalind Franklin, a chemist. Jocelyn Bell Burnell, an astrophysicist.
Physicist.
An astrophysicist. Dorothy
Hodgkin.
Hodgkin, a chemist, and they were all women, and they were all discriminated against because they were women.
Yes, in science. Men were not ready to recognize their achievements. Let's move on. And here, you will listen to some information about Ada Lovelace. Does anyone know who Ada Lovelace is? What is she? We can guess that she, or at least was a scientist, yes, because we speak about science today. No other ideas at all? I'd like you to remember this name because she is really important in the field of today's science.
We've got a guess in the chat. She was a programmer.
Programmer. She was a programmer. That's the right answer. That's good. And not only the programmer, please find out some more information from our audio. So
3.13.
Welcome to the Amazing Minds podcast. Our guest this week is Dr. James Maggs, Professor of Computer Science at Risinghurst University. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Maggs. Can you begin by telling us who you're going to talk about today?
Well, before I tell you, let me ask you something. When do you think the first computer program was written?
That would be the mid-20th century. Alan Turing?
Aha! You need to go back another 100 years to a woman that Alan Turing was inspired by. Her name is Ada Lovelace, and she was a brilliant mathematician and a computer visionary.
Was she the woman who worked with Charles Babbage?
That's right. She collaborated with Charles Babbage on a prototype for the first computer. At that time, it was known as the analytical engine. Charles Babbage is referred to as the father of the computer, but Lovelace is now credited with coming up with the first algorithm.
How interesting. So Ada Lovelace was 100 years ahead of her time.
Absolutely. She saw the true potential of their invention and was the first to recognise that the machine was capable of doing anything provided it was programmed correctly.
So, Dr. Maggs, considering that women didn't always have access to education in the 19th century, how did Ada Lovelace discover that she had an aptitude for this kind of work?
Her father was Lord Byron, the Romantic poet. He left her mother soon after Ada was born, and Ada's mother was afraid she would follow the same literary path as her father. So she arranged for the best teachers to give her lessons in science and mathematics.
It worked.
It did. And she's one of the few women who've won the respect of her fellow computer scientists for her contribution to science and technology. In fact, in 1980, the United States Department of Defense named a computer language after her.
Quite right. Thank you very much, Dr. Maggs.
You're very welcome.
So, who is ready to give us information which will be more about Ada Lovelace?
She was a brilliant mathematician.
Mathematician.
Mm-hmm.
She was a computer. Oops.
Yes, right, Christina. You're welcome.
I was saying that she was a computer visionary 100 years ahead of her time. So, but the dates totally...
They didn't give it. They didn't give... We only know who her father was.
Lord Byron, yes.
Byron. It was a surprise for me. I didn't know. But unfortunately, he left the family and he didn't live with them. But due to this fact, she became a scientist. How did it happen? Did you get this information? Why is it so that she became a scientist? No idea? We'll talk about it a bit later. And here the answer was, please, Lyubov, read for everyone.
Listen to a podcast about another thing. For working on the first type of computer and inventing the first algorithm.
So not only programmer, but she invented the first algorithm.
And we've
she
got
collaborated, to invent a proper computer prototype.
Yeah.
We've got it in the chat that she was an English mathematician and writer, known for her work on Charles Babbage's proposed mechanical general purpose computer, the analytical engine.
Great.
That was Christina Andreasen. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next exercise. Look at her, by the way, at least at a portrait. Let's try to answer these questions. Or do you need listening once again? Is it necessary to listen to the interview?
To guess? No?
Okay, let's try. Or at least I'll show you the answers later on for better understanding of her personality. So number one, Lyubov, start.
So what did Ada Lovelace collaborate with Charles Babbage on? So I'm mistaken to invent a prototype computer that was mentioned before.
Great, that's right. Number two, well, Natasha?
How do people how do people refer to Charles Babbage? Don't remember. Sorry.
Who remembers? Who remembers? He was the father of
computer science.
Of what?
Computer science.
Computer. Of computer itself. Yes, the father of the computer. So easy. Number three. Well, Christina.
Who is credited with inventing the first computer algorithm? Was it Ada herself?
Yeah, that's right. Ada Lovelace. Number four, Luba.
In what way did Lovelace see the true potential of the computer? So it was capable of doing almost everything if it programmed in a proper way.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that's right. The programmer should work first, and then the computer can do anything. That is the right answer. Number five. Well, Natalia.
How easy was it for women to have access to education in the 19th century? It wasn't easy.
Almost impossible.
It wasn't easy at all. Not easy, right? And six, Christina.
When did Ada Lovelace find out that she had an aptitude for calculations? I guess I missed that, but it was connected with her father, right?
To her mother, I would say, due to her father.
She was sent to some courses, and she tried.
We remember that it was impossible to go to some schools. Yes, that's why she had to acquire knowledge somehow else. And her mother hired private teachers, great specialists in sciences and physics and mathematics. What was her aim? Do you happen to remember from the recording? She didn't want her daughter to become a poet. She didn't want her to be like her father. That was the main point why she decided to make her daughter learn sciences, physics and mathematics. She hired better teachers, better professors, the best ones. And so Ada understood she was really good at sciences due to those professors. Let's look at the answer, by the way. Yeah. She arranged lessons for her with the best teachers. Good. The next.
Did many women manage to win the respect of their fellow scientists? No, of course not. She was not the only one, but almost.
There was a word few, only few women. That's why no is the right answer. And 8, Natalia.
What did the U.S. Department of Defense name after Lovelace? I know. Remember, computer or language,
computer
encryption
program.
language.
Yeah. Language.
Natalia is right. It is about language, a computer language. Can you imagine the U.S. Department of Defense? It named one of the languages of computer languages after her name. Great. We move on. Now we are to complete the phrases. I will help you a little bit. I will show you the phrases. They are given in red. Let's look at them and read them. Luba, will you read the first one?
Changing the world in any verb.
Not the whole text.
The word
only phrases.
receives a mention.
Do you understand this
only
phrase?
Highlighted.
How do you understand this phrase? Receives a mention.
She's paid attention.
When we mention someone or something, when we mention, that means it receives a mention. When we mention, when we remember, when we give it in our work, scientific work, or in our speech or something like that.
But isn't it connected when, for example, somebody is defending their scientific work and they're given certain notes, and the special note with special mention, which means with special appreciation from the commission and things like that.
Yes.
Like particular attention.
From the point of view of scientists, it's the right idea, the right answer. Thank you, Christina. That is the point. The next phrase.
Coined the term.
Coined the term. Can you give a synonym or perhaps definition of the word coin here? We know the noun coin, but it isn't connected here. It's a verb. Coined means
invented,
created,
invented or created a new term, a new word. Good. The next one.
Made a huge contribution.
Right.
Maybe it means she invented something and it comes into science. Yes, and it's important for science or something else.
Right, absolutely right. And the next one, anyone, please join us. More people.
Gained the recognition, so probably deserve or earn. I would just better say earned the popularity.
Yes.
And become famous.
Became famous. Yes, that's right. One more phrase. Were awarded the Nobel Prize. I think it's clear.
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
One more.
Achievements were recognized.
Women's achievements were recognized.
So it means that everybody understood that women did it.
Did it and were clever enough to do it. Yes. Like this. And in exercise 6, there were several phrases as well. See the potential. So Lovelace saw the potential of the computer somehow.
What the computer can do in the future, maybe.
In the future.
What it can become in the future.
Yes, right. And win the respect means be recognized somehow and be respected. Great. Now let's try to remember. Award a prize. Number 2. Anyone?
Coin a term.
A term, right. Let's check, right.
Gain recognition.
Gain recognition, great. Make
contribution.
A contribution. Receive.
A mention.
A mention. The next. Let's do it together. Recognize an
Evidence.
And any other ideas?
Input.
No, not.
Achievement.
Achievement, yes. Mhm.
An achievement.
Mhm.
See the
potential.
potential and win
The Nobel
Respect.
Prize.
With respect.
and respect. Nobel Prizes as well.
Mhm.
Okay, now let's listen and please try to repeat the phrases to memorize them, to keep them.
3.14. 1,
Award a prize.
Award a prize.
Coin a term.
Coin a term.
Gain recognition.
Gain recognition.
Make a contribution.
Make a contribution.
Receive a mention.
Receive a mention.
Recognize an achievement.
Recognize an achievement.
See the potential.
See the potential.
Win respect.
Win respect.
Respect.
Mhm. Absolutely right. We go on. Now you are to find a necessary phrase and to fill the gaps. Number 1. Let's do it together. Don't be shy. Anyone, even from the chat or from anywhere. She saw
the true potential.
potential. Great, right. Continue.
I will try now.
Uh-huh.
Defense recognized.
Recognized, right. Great. Number 2, she
Coined.
The term.
coined
Coined
the
the
term
term.
and always
Receives a mention.
Received the mention.
wonderful. Surprisingly, she was not
Awarded.
awarded. She respect.
One.
One.
On the respect.
Great job. And now we look at all these phrases and please give me the name. Who is it about?
Marie Curie.
Ada.
No.
It was about
Ada Lovelace.
Lovelace. Lovelace. Yeah, now we know this name.
Yes,
Ada Lovelace. Great.
Lovelace.
Uh-huh. And now, our favorite phrasal verbs at the exam. You know, Focus 4 is for getting ready for our unified state exam. Imagine you are school leavers. You're going to take an exam in several months. Please help.
Collaborate with somebody.
With somebody. Great.
Credit somebody for something.
Or something.
With
something.
Credit somebody with something. Number 4. Thank you.
Have access
Do
something.
something.
To something.
Have an aptitude for something.
For something. That is the right answer. Do you understand the word aptitude? Can you give a synonym?
Inclination.
Inclination or
Skill.
yes, talent. To be capable. Yeah, ability is great. 6.
Make reference to something.
To something. And 7.
After somebody.
After some.
Name something after somebody. That's right. If we no, we won't waste our time and we go on. So please give reasons for your answers when answering, but before you answer, please think of a question. And let's do the following thing. One of you will read the question and ask any one of you being present. Perhaps you will find who is to be asked. Christina, will you start?
Of course. What software programs do you have
Yes.
Access to.
Access, right. Whom do you want to ask?
I want to ask Alina.
So if you speak about software programs, so the standard ones which we have, then probably social networking, some shared resources as well, so which one with the school, Zoom as well, so, and some business programs like CRM or something.
Okay, I see. Please, Alina, your question to the next participant.
So, what area of science would you like to be an expert in?
Absolutely.
A question to Anna, probably. Anna can listen to.
Okay. So I think I would like to be an expert in astronomy, or maybe astrology, if it's a kind of science too, because my son is keen on to it, and when I'm reading about it, I really like it.
Thank you, Anna. Your question, number 3.
If you're doing a science project, who would you would you name? No.
Collaborate.
Collaborate
with. Who would you collaborate with? Okay. I guess it's Любовь going to answer.
Which school? Thank you. So, which school subject do you think?
No.
No.
Luba, what about the answer to number 3?
So, collaborate.
Yeah.
You mean, if you were doing a science project, who would you collaborate with?
Yeah.
It was mentioned.
The question.
It's a question
the question.
You.
Okay. I have.
You have to answer.
Some misunderstanding. If you were doing a science project, who would you collaborate with? I think I would collaborate with my closest friends who are talented in science.
You would choose, yeah? From them. Okay, your question, number 4.
Which school subject do you think you have an aptitude for? It's for you. Is it possible to ask you?
For me, I'm at a loss. Which school?
That's thinking out of the box.
Let's think that English. I think I have an aptitude for English. I hope so, at least. That is my profession. That is why. And number 5, please. Who's ready? Anyone? Please join. Ludmila.
Is there somebody in your family who you were named after?
Yeah, named after.
Named after. Actually, me, not. Yeah. I was given my own name. There is nobody in my family.
The same with me.
Yes, the same with me. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Good. We move on to the next point. And here, let's look at the terms. Did you remember whether they were mentioned by people in the recording? What words were mentioned? Should we listen to it once again?
I heard algorithm.
Algorithm was mentioned. What else?
Calculation. No?
What?
Calculation.
Calculation, you think. Okay. Anything else?
Radioactivity. Is that about chemistry?
Radioactivity. And in the text, which we've read about different women scientists.
We didn't have
Element, maybe.
Maybe element. Okay. Anything else? No? Let's check. Actually, element wasn't mentioned, but I think...
Molecular structure.
Yeah, molecular structure was given there. Yes, here it is. Only one mistake, I would say. Thank you very much. You are very smart. And we move on to the next point. So let's know some more facts about science and scientists due to this exercise. In order to help you, I would like you to look at the word store once again. So we will need some words from this column. Look through them once again. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Perhaps you do not know some words here.
I'm not sure about velocity.
Velocity is the synonym of speed.
Oh, okay.
Speed, it's from physics, I guess. Yes, physics, it's given here.
And also if you go up a little bit.
What?
Up. If you can go up to the top of the list.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, a fraction.
Fraction. It's part of the whole. For example, 1/3 or 1 second.
Okay.
So we can talk about politics. Some fractions.
Oh, yes. Right. You're right.
Parliament.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Okay. That's all.
Not fractions.
Fraction. Дробь.
What is nucleus in physics?
Nucleus. Ядро.
Nucleus.
Ядро. Центр. That's all.
I guess.
Now let's guess what words are needed here in the gaps. Let's do it. Anyone who wants, who is ready.
Periodic table showing all known elements was invented in 1867 by Russian chemist Dmitry Mendeleev.
Great. Number 2.
An atom moves around the nucleus of the... an electron, sorry.
An electron
about physics. Around the nucleus of an atom.
Great. Number 3. Set of rules.
An algorithm is the set of rules.
Anything else? Okay. Algorithm, right. To be followed in especially by a computer. What does the computer follow?
A program?
Calculations. Actually, it's a program, but
it's about math. We don't know it. Natalia will help us.
Number 4, Einstein.
Oh.
What is Einstein's most famous
equation?
Equation. Yes. Equation. Right. Equation. Уравнение in Russian, for those who don't know, perhaps, equation.
It's a torture for us.
The theory of relativity. Great. Number 5. It's challenging for linguists as well, I guess.
Subtraction, multiplication, and
fraction. Multiplication and fraction.
Division. Right.
Basic maths operation.
Great. We are the winners. And number 6.
Acid.
Yes. Acid, right. And now we will know some more about mathematics. I hope you will like it as well.
Hooray!
About figures, about everything connected with it. That's why we move to grammar, because we need grammar here.
Maybe we will overcome our difficulties with math.
No, not exactly. No, not exactly. Yeah, but I hope you will like it. Some maths facts, Luba, especially for you, and choose the correct option. So, it is thought that numbers and counting began with the number, who knows, 0 or 1?
1.
1,
because we count 1, 2, 3. We do not count 0. Yes. Number 2. go around. I do not open at once. Perhaps somebody knows. That is a strategy at the exam. Please do not look at the options before you think. If you have some idea and then you open the options and you see your idea, it's right. In most cases, it works. So in this case, any ideas? 20,000.
20,000 years ago.
6 or 20?
I said 6.
6. Okay, let's try 6.
But that was a wild guess.
Okay. Guesses are also possible. Why not? Number 3.
The Greeks. Okay,
unfortunately, no option. Then?
So they invented pyramids, so they should know how to count.
Mm-hmm. So Egyptians, you think? Okay, with pyramids. And number 4 was understood to mean
astrology.
Astrology. Mathematics is astrology. Number 5. There are said to be unlimited opportunities for mathematicians. I remember our classroom of mathematics where there was a motto. You can't be a mathematician without being a poet at heart. I like it so much. Unlimited opportunities. 6. Any guesses?
And increasing.
And increasing. So more students are going to be mathematicians.
Yes.
And engineers. Yeah?
I think so.
Okay, let's check.
They need to invent something new, and we will use it.
Everything is right. Absolutely. You are genius, ladies. Okay, we go on. And here, I would like you to watch a short video with grammar rules that will help us to understand these strange structures, passive reporting structures. Let's watch the video first. Please let me know if something is not well seen or heard.
Hello, everybody. We are very fortunate to have Professor Tracy here today as our guest speaker. As you know, Professor Tracy is considered to be the world's leading brain expert. Today, he is here to talk to us about his latest research on the effect of technology on the brain. Welcome, Professor Tracy.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm honoured to be addressing the science department of your prestigious university.
Professor, is it true that technology is changing our brains?
Well, Dr. MacDonald, my research shows that the internet has an enormous effect on the brain. In fact, it could be argued that the internet is rewiring our brain.
Do you think that this is because we can find all the information we need through internet search engines, and we don't have to remember facts and information?
That is correct. Internet searches are known to have grown from 9,800 per day in 1998 to over 5.7 trillion today. Having all this instant knowledge at our fingertips is convenient, but there are thought to be serious consequences as the internet is changing the way we think. Look at 2 scans of the brain. The brain on the left shows activity while reading a book, while the brain on the right shows what happens when we use the internet.
But what does it mean? What changes can we expect?
Well, basically, students are said to be losing their ability to remember facts and information.
Yes, of course. This is the danger of the internet. And how does social networking affect the brain, Professor? Is it true that people who use social media find it harder to pay attention?
Yes, indeed. It is believed that people who use social media a lot find it harder to concentrate for long periods of time. This is because it's so easy to move from one site to another when you surf the internet.
Did your research find any evidence to suggest that social networking had other bad side effects?
Oh, yes, indeed. The problem is that people have access to social media 24 hours a day. A large percentage of teenagers are said to care more about updating their status online than getting good grades at school. This means they spend time on social media when they should be studying. There are many advantages to social media and the internet in general, but I think we need to help young people to use them in a balanced way.
Fascinating. We're going to take questions now. So please hold up your hand if you have a question for Professor Tracy. Has somebody forgotten to switch their phone off? Please do so immediately.
Hello again. In today's lesson, we will be looking at passive reporting structures. These structures are used in more formal contexts to talk about general feelings or beliefs or scientific research. You can use passive verbs such as thought, said, considered in these three common structures. Let's have a look at some examples of these passive reporting structures from the interview with Professor Tracy. It could be argued that the internet is rewiring the brain. It is thought that the internet is changing the way we think. It is understood that people who use social media a lot find it harder to concentrate. Here are some more. Notice how the to infinitive changes to fit the context. Professor Tracy is considered to be the world's leading brain expert. Means people consider that Professor Tracy is the world's leading brain expert. Present simple, so simple infinitive. Internet searches are known to have grown from 9,800 per day in 1998 to over 5.7 trillion today. Means people know that internet searches have grown. Present perfect, so perfect infinitive. Students are said to be losing their ability to remember facts and information. Means people say that students are losing their ability to remember facts. Present continuous, so continuous infinitive. And here is an example of another passive reporting structure. There are thought to be serious consequences. So, in certain formal contexts, passive reporting structures can be useful to talk about things such as general feelings, beliefs, or scientific findings. Well, that's all for today. Thank you and see you again soon.
Good. And now we can look at the rule once again, and please find in the text the structure which looks the same as it plus passive verb, present or past, plus that clause. Let's take maths facts. Do you see such an example here? Ludmila,
Number one.
Number one, please read, Lyubov.
It is thought that numbers and counting began with the number one.
With the number one. Now let's look at the Next rule, subject plus passive verb, present or past, plus to infinitive construction. To do, to have done, to be doing. The speaker explained greatly, I think, all those forms of the infinitive. Simple infinitive, perfect infinitive, and continuous infinitive. Let's look.
The Egyptians are known to have invented the numbers 1,000 and 1,000,000.
Yes, to have invented.
And number 2 as well. Yes, arithmetic is considered to
yes,
originated. Yeah,
yes, that's right. Any other examples for this rule?
Number 5, maybe.
Yes.
Unlimited
Only
opportunities.
there are here we do not have subject. That's why we use this kind of construction. It goes to the last point, to the last rule. Look
Then
at it
the
once
sixth
again.
one.
There plus passive voice. Here is this example. Yes, and the sixth. Yes.
An increasing number of students are expected to be doing maths at university in the future.
Yes, that's right. And what about number 4? Where does it go?
It was understood to mean
the same.
The same, yes. It is also rule number 2. It's about subject plus passive verb and so on. So good. I can show you the answers, but you've done everything perfectly well. Only 1 in point 1 and only 1 in point 3. As for the others, they go to the second kind of rule. Good. And here, I wanted to show you workbook as well. By the way, we can use workbook from Pearson English portal, but it's even better when my students buy students' books with access code to Pearson English portal, to My English Lab, because this book, I mean Focus, has such a resource, My English Lab, and all the exercises are interactive and they can do all the exercises at home very quickly and in a different way or different formats of the exercises. They are never bored, so they just change activities. And today I will show it here from
Do you mean
presentation.
Paper workbook with the access code?
No, I mean, usually we can buy a student book with a code. Yes, paper student book with a code inside, which gives you access to My English Lab. It is usually called, by the way, do I have? Yes, I've got it here. Only the level is not 4, but 2. But when you see with online practice, focus with online practice, that means when you open the book, you see under the silver cover, you see the access code to My English Lab. And then they can do their homework at home. And by the way, even working like we are working today in the classroom, it is much better when your students have a book and they can write in the book, they can make notes, they can read texts better. Today you had a lot of inconveniences because I looked through the text quicker than you wanted. For example, if you have a book, it's better for students. And we return to a student's book mode. And we go to exercise, I think 4, exercise 4. And that will be the last exercise for today. Perhaps you are quite tired, so many exercises, so many. But a lot of new information and I think quite needed in our life. So make any changes, but do not change the order of the words. Let's look. It is understood that Pythagoras came up with the idea of odd and even numbers. What else? Pythagoras
Is
said to have prepared.
Is said to have prepared. Yes, great. Number 3.
It is thought that
Archimedes. It is thought that Archimedes is one of the greatest mathematicians of all time. Go on, number 4.
Archimedes is believed to have made his most famous discovery in the bath.
Great. To have made. Wonderful.
I will never forget that Soviet cartoon.
we will try it while taking our best to invent something.
So, the Romans
are not believed to be interested in maths.
To have been interested.
Are not thought.
Are not thought,
to have been interested.
To have been interested, you think? Yes, that's right. 6.
Several other civilizations are known to have contributed to the advancement of mathematics.
Are known to have contributed. Yes, that is right. That is right. Thank you. And your homework. You are to write a list, make a list of school subjects you study or you studied in the past by putting them in order from most important to least important for you in your life. And we will compare at the lesson when we meet again. How important is math? One more question left, because we started with math, we discussed a lot of mathematics things. How important is math for linguists today? Is it? Any ideas? Okay, you will think about it at home. And by the way, in my English lab, you are to do exercises from lessons 7.1 for vocabulary and 7.5 for grammar. Thank you for your attention today. I also would like you to join us on social media websites. Here are the codes for you to join, and our today's class will be on Facebook, on our account on Facebook. Please.
You mean the recording, right?
The recording of it, yes, that's right. You're welcome if you want to watch it once again. It's a pity a few people decided to join, because if it were all 20 or 30 at some moments, it would be more attractive, I think. But nevertheless, thank you. I'm ready to answer any of your questions. And besides, you can contact us via all these ways. On the website, via the email, or just you can call me. I gave my telephone at the beginning of the presentation. And besides, please feel free to come to the Library for Foreign Literature and to try any products at our Pearson Learning Studio. We've got a lot of places for you to work on the computer with free access to different products, to different resources online and printed materials as well. And to teacher programs as well. We have a lot of teacher development programs for you.
We also invite you to Pearson Learning Studio birthday tomorrow at 10 a.m. Moscow time. If you are curious about the sources and the inspiration of our project, and if you want to see a lot of pictures and a lot of reports about what is going on, what has been going on for 4 years already in different cities, if you're curious about that, please join us. And the registration link is on our website, pearsonalt.ru/. Winter Festival 2021.
Thank you.
Are there any questions left? No? Then thank you for coming. Bye-bye.
Enjoy the rest of the evening. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.